Hey guys, welcome to another video. Once again, it's another prediction. It's League 2 this time, and I'm actually excited for this one because there's quite a few predictions I'm very confident with. I think this will be my best prediction out of the Championship and League 1, maybe in the Premier League as well. But I'm really confident with this league because I know quite a bit about it. Transfers, I'm not as well known with the League 1 as well as I am with the Championship and Premier League, but I know what the teams are like and what's most likely to happen. But let's get into the video. This is my 2026-27 League 2 predictions. Alright, let's get started immediately, and I think the first team to get relegated this season in League 2 is going to be Newport County. I mean, I'm sorry, Newport, but I don't think it's going to be your season. Even though you do have an unbelievably perfect kit, one of the best kits I think of Newport County's produced in ages, and one of the best kits in League 2 this season. But I think that's probably the highlight of your season. I think the rest of it's going to be downhill. The last couple of seasons you've just avoided relegation, but I think this season will be your turn to get relegated. With the squads and with the problems with the manager as well, I think Newport County, you're getting relegated. The first team to get relegated. Next up, in 23rd place, I've got Shrewsbury Town. And once again, that's another surprising pick for many people. Shrewsbury Town had a massively good run towards the end of the season with the goalkeeper and a great performance from the goalkeeper and their attack. But I don't think they've got the flair this season. I don't think they're going to do as good. And I feel like they're going to go down with Newport County in 23rd place. Then 22nd place, just avoiding the relegation spots. It's going to be a tight call. It is every season with the relegation spots. Crawley. And I picked this one because just last time they were in the league, they went through the playoffs and they won. But I feel like since then they've not made any progress whatsoever, and they're just going down. And I don't think they're going to recover from the relegation this season, as many clubs usually do when they get relegated from League 1 to League 2. I feel like they're just going to narrowly avoid getting relegated, and that's something the club is very familiar with before they got promoted, is fighting for the relegation spots. But I think they will stay up. Next up, also in this relegation scrap, I'm going to put, and once again it's a massive shocker, but Gillingham. I mean, the way the club's run, the squad they have is just not good enough. The manager, it's not good enough. And they always do this. Every season, they always have a really strong start of the season. But about Christmas time, they just drop off the rest of the season. They put some horrible performance out. Their transfers has not been very good. They've lost quite a few key players for them from last season. Sorry, drink break. And there's quite a few key players, and I don't think they're going to recover. They got a good manager, but I just don't think that, as I said, I don't think they will recover. I don't think they will do as well as they did last season. They're gonna end up going on the form they ended up last season, and that wasn't a very good form. Next up, I have Accrington Stanley. And the reason I picked Accrington Stanley to be in this position is because, once again, last couple of seasons they've just not done very well. And they always hovering around that relegation zone. And I feel like at some point they will be in the relegation spots. But they will have a run at the end of the season to keep them up with the squad they have and the manager they have. But to be honest, I think the manager will not be here then by the end of the season. With most of these relegation contenders teams, their managers will not be the same. And because of the changes they will have, they will just do worse and worse and worse. Usually they change manager and some teams do better. But for these teams, I don't think they will. Or I think for Gillingham, they'll have a good start to the season and they'll just drop off. So that's my prediction for Accrington Stanley. Next up in the league, I've got Cheltenham. That's Chesterfield. Don't want Chesterfield to be down there. Whew. Hell no. Where are they? Cheltenham. And I picked Cheltenham to be here because go there. because they once again they usually hang about the spot. I think I've put them in the same spot as last season actually. They finished last season finished 18th, but I don't think they made any major changes to the squad, and they just don't seem to be a team that will be fighting to be mid-table even. And I feel like once again this season they're not a stable team. They still need to develop themselves and build a squad to be around and to be able to compete in the middle of the table, let alone the bottom. And I feel like the negativity around the club is just going to keep them down at the bottom. But I feel like they won't get anywhere near the relegation spots anytime season, but they just will not be heading towards mid-table any point in the season. Next up in my prediction, and this is going to be a surprise to many people once again, Exeter City. I feel like once again it's going to be one of them relegated teams that have just come down and they're just not going to recover. They're going to be running off the form they had last season, and they were in really poor form last season towards the end of the season. So I feel like they won't do any better for themselves, and they will just remain as they was. And they'll just be. Give me a second. Yeah, they will just be there. Because last season, yes, they did just miss relegated. No, they didn't just miss. They just got into the relegation spot. Rating Orient just avoiding it by 3 points. But I don't think their squad's good enough because there's sort of quite a few players, and I don't think they brought in enough players with good enough quality to replace them to go back up. Next up, I have Fleetwood. And for this one, it's nothing more of they're just a team that hangs around this area anyway. And I feel like it's not gonna be the same. They've not done any major changes this season, and the performance they put out on EFL Cup against Chesterfield was, at the first half it was good. The defenders did really well, but in the second half they failed to really produce anything, and they just got attack, and attack. They defended well as said, but if it wasn't for the defenders, they would have lost that game. I feel like the first game Chesterfield, since they've had the cup, I think they're going to lose that game. They'll go on a losing streak. They'll win quite a few games, but then it's going to go back to the inconsistency. Win a game, lose a game, win, lose, win, draw, win, lose, draw. And I feel like this is going to be one of them teams where they're just going to constantly draw this season, and they're just not going to make a progress. So I'm going to put Fleetwood as next team, and they will be in 17th place. I've just changed it because I've just counted, and that's 24th, and that's 18th, so I'm going to put them there. And I feel like they will be at the bottom half, but they will bounce around the league quite a lot. They might even show up towards the top half of the table at some point as a playoff chaser, but I feel like they're just going to go back down. They're just not going to go anywhere near actually placing in the playoffs. I don't think they've got the good enough squad quality and momentum to be able to do that. Next up, I've got Rochdale. I mean, the past couple of seasons in National League, they do deserve to go back up. They've been constantly fighting. They put the investments in. They've got the squad. They've got the manager. And they've been competing once again, as I said, to be a League 2 team. And I feel like they'll confidently avoid the relegation spots and hang around mid-table and be like an Oldham was this season. And they were to do all right for most of the season, but towards the end of the season they'll go on a really good run, and just end up in 16th place. Then in 15th place, I've got Crewe. And I mean, it's surprising I'm putting them here because of the amazing time at the start of the season last year. I feel like they just don't have the same squad. They literally don't have the same squad. They still got quite a young team that's still developing, so they're just gonna hang around at mid-table, and I don't think they're gonna be able to reach the playoffs. Last season they were hanging around the playoffs quite a bit. This season I don't think they're going to be doing that. They have brought players and players have left that will help them, but I'm just going off of last season and the end of that season. I don't think they're going to do good enough to be hanging around near the top. I feel like they're going to be in 15th place. In 14th place, we're going to have Swindon. Yes, they did really well last season, had a really good end to the season. But once again, I don't think they brought in enough players, and I think they've got rid of too many players that they need to be fighting for playoff spots. And I feel like once again they're just going to end up middle of the table in 14th. And then final bottom half team, I'm going to put Tranmere. I would have put Tranmere lower. I would have put them in a relegation scrap actually. But I feel like this season they're just going to do better than they did last season. And I feel like this can be a surprise pick. But once again, Tranmere are one of those teams where they have a really bad season, but they go up a few spots, do decent, then go back down. And I feel like this is going to be one of them seasons. They go back up a bit, they're going to go back down next season. And this is just massively to do with the owners' problem they have at club. So they're going to finish 13th, and that's probably the best finish they're going to have for the next couple of years. They don't change ownership. And in 12th place, being one of the playoff chasers, is going to be Colchester. They're going to finish in the exact same spot as last season. I mean, they don't strike me as a team that's going to be able to make it in the playoffs, but they'll have the form at one point in the season that will be making them a part of the battle for the playoffs. But near enough to the end of the season, just going to drop off once again. Many of these teams do drop off. That's the thing with League Two. You can do really well, but the end of the season is where it matters the most, and you have to put the performances in to finish high in the table. And I feel like Colchester would fight in for the playoffs, but they won't make it. And then next up, after that, many people say, Oldham Athletic, put Oldham. No, I'm not doing another thing where I do pretty much the exact same as last season. So instead, I'm putting Walsall. I mean, Walsall, they're always a team. The last two seasons, they should have been in the playoffs. They should have been promoted, really. But I mean, once again, they're just one of those teams where they do really well at the start of the season, they just drop off. They try to go back into the form they had, they just can't get there. They've got a good squad, a good manager, but once again, it's just the mentality of the club and the way the club works. Most clubs have a way they work where they will always have like a good season, bad season, good season, or even a good season, bad season, bad season. Like something like that. I feel like Walsall are in the phase where they're still the bad season, and they're just not going to be able to do what they did the past couple of years. And seeing the performance against Bristol City, they got absolutely hammered, and they didn't show any sign of scoring any goals. I know that's comparing them to a championship team, but they're not going to come into the season heads held high. And Bristol City have really been the set goers for causing teams to go into chaos. Like Newcastle, they beat them 4-1, and Eddie Howe left, and they sold other players. So I feel like Walsall are just going to be there. No one's going to really notice them. It's going to finish 11th. In 10th place, Port Vale, I believe that they will be fighting for playoffs once again. They're going to be one of the teams that's going to actually be able to recover from getting relegated, because they have a team that can easily compete in League One. But it's just the managerial changes they're constantly having and the players being sold that's going to let them down. Next up, we have Northampton. Once again, they're a team that got relegated. I feel they're going to have a good season, but they're not going to make it into the playoffs. Usually, Northampton are always a team where they're always constantly going up and down, or usually in the playoffs, or not in automatic spots. I've seen them so many times where they just go straight back up. But I don't think it's going to be the case, and they're just going to hang around most of the season at the top of the table. So I'm going to put them in 9th. Then in 8th place, the team that's just going to miss out on the playoffs, and that's going to be Rotherham. Many people are going to disagree with this, but I feel like they don't have it. They're just not good enough this year. to be making the playoffs, but they've got a good quality squad with the transfers they brought in to be able to be there, to be able to compete for the playoffs all year long, but they're just going to miss out the final hurdle. Now, next up is Bristol Rovers. I mean, I would have put them higher if it wasn't for other factors, which I'm not going to talk about. But Bristol Rovers, they had an absolutely unbelievable end to the season. They should have made it to the playoffs if it wasn't for their poor start the season. But the team really got together. The players got together. The manager got to with the team. The fans connected with them. The board joined with them, and they did really well. And I feel like they should have gone up last season. They were the biggest underachievers last season, and I feel like they will be in the playoffs this year. Then next up, we're going to have York City. And people would disagree with this due to the managerial change they've just had with the manager that did really well 2 seasons in a row, the National League. But I feel like they've just got the squad to be able to compete for the playoffs, a bit like Oldham and Barnet did this year. I feel like they're going to be around the spots, but they won't be making it to the final. They will be. They will not make it. They won't be going through the playoffs. York and Bristol. I feel like Bristol Rovers will be in the playoff final. Actually, I don't think York will. But I feel like they're gonna have a really good season, like Bromley did when they came back to the League Two. Next up, I've got Barnet. I mean, they had a really good season last year, and I just feel like they're going to be able to push. They will be able to make it this year with the signings they've made and the squad they have. So they're going to be there. And I don't think they will be in the playoff final. So I think the team that's going to be in the playoff final is Oldham. I feel like Bristol City will win the playoff final. So 4th versus 7th, and 7th will win. So that's how it goes. And then the final 3 teams. I'm gonna put Chesterfield on top. I'm gonna put Salford at top. I'm gonna put Grimsby at top, all the way around. Well, I'm putting Grimsby 3rd. It's a reasonable pick. They did excellent last season. They just missed out on the playoff final. They were really good last season. They've got the squad. They've got the manager. They've got the momentum. The past couple of seasons, and they will be making an automatic appearance, go straight into League One. Next up is Chesterfield. I feel like they've got the squad. They've made so many good signings this season. They've got the team. Paul Cook has got the experience as manager to be able to get them up. So I feel like Chesterfield will be 2nd place. I don't think they're going to do good enough as well as Salford to win the league, due to the fact that the rebrand of Salford's going to be pushing them. They had a really good end to last season, just missing out on the automatic spots actually, and they're just going to take over this season. I feel like they're going to be a really good squad. They've got a really good team, really good manager, a really well run club, and they're going to win the league quite comfortably actually. So that is my League 2 prediction. Once again, it's not the best prediction in the world. I've not really put any solid points out there for why a team will behave like they will. And once again, next year I will have better points and better research done. But it's my first time doing it. Please don't shout at me. But that is my League 2 predictions. Newport and Shrewsbury to go down. Stockport, Chesterfield, Grimsby and Bristol Rovers to go up to League 1. Thank you for watching. See you guys next video or next year when I do this again. Adios.